Hey there, guys, and welcome to episode 3 of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, and again with me today, I'm joined by Ben. How are you, mate?
Hot, sticky, tired. Next question.
People can take that any way they like. And we are also joined by Robbie from the Red Army of Adelaide United. How are you, mate?
Hot, sticky, and happy with the win on the weekend.
Oh, he's already rubbing it in.
I was waiting for. I'm just still trying to come to sticky and like it's Halloween and the whole lolly and Ben, you've ruined me. You've ruined me podcast. 5 seconds in.
Robbie, you're less than 30 seconds in.
Oh, there we go. Well, yes. Anyway, obviously we will be talking about the unlucky result against Adelaide on the weekend. Unfortunately, went down 2-1. We'll talk a little bit about obviously the game on tomorrow night, Friday night against Sydney FC, which again is going to be no easy task down there at Leichhardt. And talk team of the week and obviously a few other trending topics that have come to awry in the last couple of hours. So we'll get into it, mate. Obviously, you guys after a impressive result against City, we'll say that. What did you tip again, Ben? What did you say it was? What did you say you reckon it was going to be, like 3-0 or something?
Oh yeah, I went something ridiculously stupid.
It was something ridiculous. Yeah, something not as ridiculous as a bloke down here from City saying we're going to smash his 3-0.
Well.
After responded on that exact same post going, "Oh, I'll take 3 points in this weekend's game over it." And I'm sitting there going, "Hang on, you're playing the
over a trophy." That's right.
Yeah, you're playing the new team. In Geelong. So all right, we'll see how that goes for a start. Second of all, you get
richest club in the A League.
Fans with stars in their eyes.
Richest club in the A League opting for 3 points instead of a trophy in the cabinet, mate. That's dedication.
I'm optimistic.
All I can say is they're exactly like accountants. They're more interested in dollars than common sense.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Well,
to be brutally honest though, I'm a Newcastle Jets fan and I'm not even that optimistic.
Mate, I'd take anything at the moment. I'd take a draw for Christ's sake. Look, obviously, good win against City, mate. Couldn't be more proud of for you to, other than if we were there. I wish we were there to win the trophy. But anyway, obviously, glad to see City didn't get it. And young bloke Toure killed it. Absolute weapon you've got on your hands there.
What's interesting is he's been in the works for a little while. Obviously, with the last coach being gone at the end of last season, we've been able to bring in a lot more of our youth. Our new coach is 100% behind him. Even pre-season, I saw him out around the NPL clubs, watching the young players, just seeing what was out there. And our son Toure has been an absolute godsend. He's scoring for fun. We saw it through the FFA Cup, the Road 2, and even a few of the early sightings that we had in the first 3 rounds. We're just like, this is what we've been asking for years, and it's even better that it's grown up in our own backyard.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Ben and I were saying early on, kindly don't go and watch the first episode of this season because Ben and I were sort of thinking to ourselves that possibly the strike power wasn't going to be there this year for you guys. Obviously, I personally think it's sort of been lacking in the last couple of seasons. You've had a couple of duds come in, unfortunately, for you. And I still didn't think it was going to be probably what is needed to probably reach the top of the ladder. But hey, if he keeps firing like that and McGree gets the service that he's been getting recently, including obviously doing a lot of it on his own bat, who knows, mate? It could be your season for goals.
And I you know what? I don't disagree. First round of the season, everyone's writing us off. For the last couple of seasons, we haven't been that strong defensively. Attacking wise. If you look back at the Ken Ilso drama, you look back at a few of the duds that we had through. We had a striker who spent more time injured than they did on the pitch. That didn't leave us with a lot to work with. And obviously with Kurtz's defensive mindset that you're now seeing Melbourne Victory paying for in their lack of attack. The good thing is this season we don't have just one powerhouse out there. If they try and press on Turo, that's fine. We got Halloran, we got Riley. Those two will start stepping up. It's going to be very hard for any team to try and shut down three powerhouses, plus also Opseth on the bench, who he may not have scored yet so far, but my word, you watch him in the back, and he is constantly setting up pieces ready to go for the next goal.
Yeah, I think it was the main thing from, well, I don't know about Josh, but from my side of things, it was, we had gotten wind early on that Adelaide was offering up Georgie Blackwood to a number of other clubs in the A League. And, we're sitting there going, well, if they're trying to offload Georgie Blackwood, he's a striker. He can, maybe not solve all the goal-scoring problems, but, be a presence there to be able to nip one or two every now and then. You're trying to, the club was trying to offload him. Who are they going to replace him with? Now we know the answer to that question.
Correct. And look, Blackwood, I love the bloke. About 2 seasons ago, was sitting there with him and Reegs, listening to him tell crappy dad jokes to try and get another glass of wine out of Reegs. But on the field, he's very hit and miss. And that's unfortunately, I don't know whether it's due to a lack of confidence, due to a lack of opportunity with the club under Kurtz, but he's not fitting into what the new arrangement is. It's not fitting into the format. And I think we're playing him more of as a central attacking midfielder at the moment, or a centre forward. He's not there as a striker anymore. So my last word that I heard was that we were approaching Central Coast Mariners. They were reasonably interested, but I think he was outside their price range for what they were looking at purchasing for. So take of that what you will. Whether he sticks around after the next transfer window, we'll see. But at the moment, as I said, we've now got a reverse switch. We've now got an issue where we need probably one or two more defensive players just to sort of bolster the back line. Because you look at it this way, we lose Jakobsen, we lose Elsie, and there's our back line pretty much sweating bullets as it is. And we've already had that once, I think, this season. That's what concerns me at the moment with our lineup.
Yeah, big thing for me, for you guys, is the loss of Scotty Galloway was a big one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys heard on the TV, but we were making it very well known that he picked the wrong club on the FFA Cup final. Especially any time he touched the ball, it was a really weird hissing sound around the stadium. I'm not sure why, but after that, we definitely reminded him that he went to Melbourne City for the Cup, and we ended up bringing it back home.
People don't go to City for the Cup, mate. They go to City for the pay packet. You want to win it. You want to win a cup. You go to Adelaide.
Yeah. Well, okay. We've now got a few. I think we broke 7 records on that night. Obviously, the most FFA Cup wins since the inauguration. I think the highest score difference, which is now 4-0. Yep. And a couple of others as well. I'm not sure, but to be honest with you, I think it was also, I think one scored in both cup finals. So I think it would have been FFA Cup and also A League finals. So yeah, but hey, I'm happy with the result.
Yeah, we'll obviously talk a little bit about the game. From our point of view, Ben, we've got to be happy. Obviously, not conceding the first 4 minutes was a big bonus.
Yep.
It was worrying. Obviously, first game of the season up against our rivals, copping a goal first 4 minutes was.
It was a head in hands moment.
it was. Yeah, I don't think any team. I'm sure Robbie in the same boat. Like if it was Adelaide, coming into your first game into the season, cop one first 4 minutes. It's not a good. It's got to be a kick in the teeth sort of shit. Where are we going here? Like it's not a way to start the season. So the fact that we bounced back against Adelaide, who obviously were on a high, who I feel weren't overly, worried about injuries or niggles or partying too hard per se. Obviously, the squad that they brought over, so it wasn't like they were sort of offering up a weak squad, especially the likes of Traorisi and Jakobsen and Kiddo and Toure obviously starting as well. So look, yeah, it was a much better first, let's say 30 minutes. Obviously, Arroyo finally got on the score sheet, which was a big bonus because I was like, I wasn't worried and I knew that it was going to happen, but it was at the same time, how long is it going to take him? Obviously, we've seen some of our imports and that come in and really struggle.
Yeah.
Obviously we could go through a list 3 pages long. I reckon of blokes that have definitely struggled when they've come to the Jets, but yes, like he scored and he scored a cracker. It wasn't just a basic tap in or something that somebody had 100% set up and then he's just sort of finished the job. So, your thoughts, Benny, on the we'll say the first half.
The first half, I thought we were not to put it against Robbie, but I thought we were the better side, to be brutally honest. I mean, you expect that from Adelaide weren't exactly at 100%, which wouldn't have made it easier for them, and we're always been known to come out the blocks quite quick, especially towards the start of the season anyway. And coming off the draw against the Coast, it was it's business time now. We've had our one run in. Let's get fit and firing again. Good for Arroyo to finally get a cracker on his name. But yeah, it's more from my point of view, not how many goals or whether he's going to struggle or not. It's a confidence thing, mainly for internationals at the Jets. It's always a confidence thing. Moving further on towards the end of the half, look, we had numerous chances. We should have had the game buried in the first half, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, look, first half was obviously, as you said, good signs. Obviously, we looked good. Definitely didn't look like the side that had played the week before, considering that it was pretty well the exact same squad. So that was good signs. Obviously, they, Merrick has obviously, got them on the training pitch and obviously, changed things up a bit, obviously, through the week and, got them firing on all cylinders to head into the Adelaide game. I think the formation, I feel, was a little bit different as well. We played the 4-2-3-1, sorry.
That I was screaming for.
That I was just about to say, which I'm pretty sure you said on last week's episode that obviously that's sort of a position, sort of a formation that you wanted. So, Ernie, mate, if you are listening, you need Ben there. He's up next week.
We'll speak about Zany's job.
Yeah. So, any more tips, mate? He'll sort that shit out for you next week. But yeah, obviously, Nigel Boogs and obviously Topper in the centre of the fence. Obviously, again, Dimmy sat behind Arroyo, which I think was good.
Yeah.
Plenty of good balls. Yeah, plenty of good balls coming through him into Arroyo. Obviously, Fitzy. I'm still not 100% with Fitzy. Like, not on his work rate or anything like that. I just don't think he's 100% yet. I think we're still going to see the best out of him yet.
Yep, I agree.
I think he's just slowly working back up the pace. Hoffy, well, what can you say? He motors.
He's the goat.
90 minutes, just any blade of grass, mate. He's onto it. The goat just wants the grass.
There's your episode title.
The goat wants the grass. Mate, you're just laughing because you haven't got a decent goat on your side. Your thoughts on Redenton, Benny? this week, because considering we chopped him last week, and
I did chop him off at the knees, and I don't like to chop off any player.
You're not the only one. All the fans are saying it, and everyone's got their sort of bee in the bonnet. And every team's got one.
It's not so much. Yeah, I know every team's got one, but it's still not right though. But look, his performance this week was a lot better than what it was in the game against the Coast. I mean, that could be said for everybody, but he was the sort of standout the week before against the Coast as being maybe the shaky one. It looked like he fit in a little bit better this week. A lot of his passes didn't go astray. And again, it comes back to that defensive midfield partnership between him and Stevie and not playing them in a flat three in the middle.
Yeah, I think it helped because he was playing that little bit further back. I think that helps him a lot. I think it takes a lot of pressure off his shoulders.
Yeah, it gives him a little more. It gives him a lot more time on the ball to make a concise decision on what he's going to do.
And hey, let's be fair. Obviously, we're all all three of us have played the game, and obviously, Robbie obviously he referees the game as well. So you think about it, right? You're an average player. You're not that crash hot, but you're not. You're definitely not on the shit scale.
No, I'm just old.
And you put yourself right next to a bloke like Dimi Petratos, fringe Socceroo. Let's be fair. You're going to be sweating bullets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
I can't stop
same
this
thing.
You know
same thing as Redenton probably being matched up last week between probably against James Troisi. Same sort of thing. Fringe Socceroo is quite deadly with a strike from range should he get on the ball in the right position and it falls the right way. And it again could be a very head in hand moment.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Robbie, on the first half, mate? Obviously, he's came in the second half a different way, so I dare say the rocket went right up at half time. But your thoughts on the first half? Do you feel that I wouldn't say they deserved to be 1-0 down, but do you feel that you weren't in the game at that point?
I think we came out very flat, and I actually agree with Ben. First half, you guys won it. I know myself, I was sitting there, obviously over in Perth at the time, and sitting there with my lad, and he's like, why are we 1 point down? I'm like, well, it's because the other team were playing better. And I'm not sure what Verbeek's halftime chat's like, but obviously it fires them up a fair bit because it was a different team coming out the second half. That goal your boy scored was exceptional. There was, as you said, wasn't a tap in, it wasn't a laissez-faire moment. He was straight in. He absolutely scored with absolute power. And you know what? Even though I sat there, I'm like, you know what? Got no problems with that. That's an absolute cracker. So I think you've got some very, very talented players in your squad. And as you said yourself, the second half we came out as a different team, different intensity, and almost a different strategy as to how we were going to play the game.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously went into half time 1-0 up. I'm sure the fans, just under 9,000 fans, there on Saturday night. So it's obviously good turnout for our first home game. That's pretty much all our members getting along, so that's a good effort. Obviously, I seen there was a couple of Adelaide blokes in there, so I'm sure they were still on the party bus from Adelaide.
Yeah, I would have gone, but unfortunately, as I said, I had to.
Over in Perth.
I flew over to Perth the day after the Cup final, and I don't think my voice has been that hoarse in a very long time. Hopping onto the plane when you had a good night beforehand, it's always an enjoyable situation.
Oh yeah, many good times like that. So yeah, obviously second half came out and he does what he does best, takes control of the game, and that's obviously what you want when you've brought in obviously McGree. No mucking around with you guys. Obviously, pretty much taking him fully off Club Bruges' hands, signing him 3-year deal. Still only 20, I think, and he just turned 20, I think.
Yep.
So obviously, 23 when his contract ends, and still the world at his feet, I suppose. So it's going to be interesting to see. Benny, what's your thoughts, mate? We've seen him do some magical things at the Jets, and we, obviously I'm sure a lot of people are salty out there, obviously, especially scoring 2 against us on our home patch. But, you can't take anything away from him. He is a freak.
No, I do not take anything away from him, but in saying that, as Robbie also said, Adelaide came out a completely different team in the second half, and so did we, and not for the better.
Correct.
All credit to Riley McGree for getting his goals, but had we have played like we did in the first half, wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
we slacked off. We got complacent.
Yep.
Mossy was warned by that first corner as well. What the wind was doing. Sorry, Mossy, I love you to bits, mate, but ouch.
Yeah, it was hard. It's hard to watch. I just hope that it's not a trend. You know what I mean? Like,
but knowing what Mossy's like too, he'd have been kicking himself after it.
Oh, look, 100%. I'm not talking about per se just Mossy on per se. I'm talking about like a trend of every week there being a weak link. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, there's going to be bloke. You expect, pardon me, when you've got standout players on your squad that have blinders, it makes it makes the other guys not look as good. But you don't want to be that one player that looks really, really bad.
I.e. a Johnny Katrumbas against the Coast.
Correct. And as I said, every sort of team has that sort of moments. But first, Johnny K, for us, round 1, obviously. Week 2 for us, obviously now it's Mossy. Week 3, who's it going to be next? You know what I mean? Like, I just want, if we're going to end up getting beat, which we'll take this week for example against Sydney. If we end up getting beat, let's just get beat. Like, let's just get outclassed as a team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, let's everyone go out there, have a great game. Everyone's performing well. It's not because no one played bad or no one was off. It was just because we just got outclassed. That's simple. That's all you want. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure it's what all that Merrick wants. If you can go into a game, you get beat 1-0 or whatever, and you come back to training the following week, and Merrick can just sit there and just go, well, lads, what can you say about that? You know what I mean? We went out, we played no different, if not better, than what we did against Adelaide, and we got beat. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's just got to be those weeks, and here's hoping one comes soon. But again, as we were just saying, obviously, take nothing away from Adelaide. They come out in the second half and proved why they beat Melbourne City 4-0. Just the balls were coming thick and fast. I think relieving Kiddo at half time was a good move. I don't know what Robbie's take on that one is, but I think that the fact that he's again, you talk about sort of weakish links or blokes that just aren't putting in the shift. I think that was him this week. And obviously Maria or Maria. I'll let Rob.
Maria.
I don't know how you want to pronounce that, but Maria. He come on and he done the job. Your thoughts, Robbie, on that one, mate? Kiddo.
At the moment, we've got probably one of them has sort of shut me down in a very good way. So I actually, as of last season, my weak link would have been Nicola. He's come out firing on all cylinders this year. He's obviously enjoying the new style of play, and he's obviously getting the rewards for it. Kiddo's a strange one. You speak to some people and they absolutely love the guy, but then you speak to some others and they just every week they cringe anytime he goes near the ball because he's gonna bugger it up somehow. I honestly think Kiddo going at halftime was one of the turning points. I watched Maria in preseason doing a couple of trials with a couple of the NPL squads over here, and watching him run is an absolute pleasure. If you're an assistant referee, you're going to have some trouble trying to keep up with him. He's electric with his running patterns, and his ball control is exceptional. He can do those running plays when need to be, or he can sit back and be defensive when he needs to as well. He's the package player. That second half though, Charisi definitely stepped up to the plate. I think first half he sort of had a bit of a shocker. As I said to you boys before, that yellow card he got was beyond stupid. I wouldn't even classify it as a professional foul. It was just reckless. It was no need for it.
It was typical trolleys.
Correct. It was, I've just been beaten. Yes, there are defensive people in front of me that are going to be able to stop this guy, but I want to prove that I've still got it.
Yeah.
And pull him down.
And that's when you sort of sit there as Kershaw Bay can go, mate, you're not at Melbourne Victory anymore. You don't have to do that.
We can't get away with it like Victory does.
That too.
So, in that light, watching him come back out second half, and there's a reason why he's, as I said before, I'm looking at the stats at the moment. He was the player with the highest rating in regards to touches. He had 52 touches for that game, and I know you guys are like, what? I'm like, no joke. James Charisi was the most passes with 52 passes. Most shots on goal was Riley McGree. Most shots was Riley McGree. For, I think, you guys, it was Petratos, and most tackles was Stephen with 3 tackles for you guys as well. So, it was a fairly even match. That second half, it was just like that. The goal from the corner. It's just, I don't know whether you chalk it down to 50% of McGree's special, 50% of Moss's split, or it was just, Bay caught me slipping.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll start heading off the game, obviously.
Before we do, I have one little interjection. And this goes back to something that Robbie said, because he highlighted a specific player. Now, me and Josh were having conversations off air, as we do all the bloody time, about A League and podcasts and whatever. And we both turned around and said, if the Jets had an opportunity to snag Nikolai Milan-Jusinic, we would. We both would.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I still stand by that.
So do I.
I think he's, personally, I think he's a good player, and I still believe he's not being played where I feel he should be. That's I don't think he's I don't think he, because where they play him, where did he come on? He come on for
left wing.
He come on for Opseth,
yep.
Bardell, yeah. So he come on for him. I still see him as a defensive midfielder.
A defensive midfielder?
No,
no way.
Yeah, he's on the wing. He's a runner, and he lobs in from say, if you're running down the left wing, he's the guy that you want there. Lobs it in and gets it straight to a striker's head. I mean, that's why we brought in Opseth.
I said no. I 100% agree with you that he's a runner. 100%. Like, he's got plenty of go. But I don't know. I personally see him as like more of like, we'll say, Ben, like a Hoffman.
I actually tend to think that he's very much in the style of, if he can learn to time his run, and the Jets to go back and play an old long ball tactic, he'd be very much like an Andrew Naboo.
Yeah, well,
maybe with not as much strength to hold off a man, but he's got the pace to burn. So if he gets the timing of the run right, and that ball comes in from Boogs or Topper, then that's it. He's onto it. He's gone.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, he's not our. He's
not our player.
Yeah, hands off. Trust me, we have enough trouble trying to keep our players from Melbourne City, let alone you guys as well.
Well, yeah, exactly right. It's not our problem. We're not going to freaking get a chance of getting, because now Robbie's going to go back and freaking say, lads.
Just on the off chance that you hear from the Jets.
Hey, Gertjan, these two blokes that run a basic Newcastle Jets podcast, don't know if you know about them, But yeah, they're interested in one of our players. Maybe they've gone back to McKenna. Sign him down 5 years.
So we'll move off it. Obviously, a good result for Adelaide. Another poor result for us, where I think we probably should have got at least a draw out of it. But at the same time, I really think we should have defended a lot better and probably stayed at 1-0. Because I feel other than McGree's efforts, there wasn't much more of the attack coming in for Adelaide. But, Robbie, we'll get your quick thought on your player of the match. I don't know if you've got like what the club have come out and stated who their player of the match was, but your thoughts?
We do a player of the week as well for the Red Army, and everyone voted McGree for that one. So I tend to agree with McGree, pardon the pun. I think Teresi comes as a close second. As I said, silly yellow card, but on the other hand as well, he absolutely smashed it when it came to his passes and setting up the play as it went. So,
not too easy, mate. Too much. You can't really agree. You can't disagree with McGree because 2 goals. You can't beat that, unfortunately, and he played us off the park. So, Benny.
Yeah.
Team player of the match. Now, I'm not 100% sure because I've seen it, but then couldn't find it again. I believe that the Jets fan page have gone with our tip of last week.
Yeah.
Pardon me. In bloody Miller.
Yeah, Matty Miller.
So, what are your thoughts? Again, I'm going to have to disagree.
I disagree.
You disagree? Who have you got? I'm not going to say anything yet. Who did you think?
Johnny K.
Ooh, redemption.
Wow, he played like a bloke that was looking for it.
Yep.
100%.
Fair enough.
Like, very... I mean, we all have bad games. Johnny hasn't really had a bad game in a Jet shirt.
Yep.
But he came out and showed, A, that he'll never have another game like that again.
Yep.
But it was that extra step. Like, to be played out on that left back in outside your comfort zone.
Yep. And
then to be told, no, you need to be an attacking fullback now as well, which is really outside his comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put his performance probably on par with the FFA Cup game where he scored that absolute howler.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Controversial, yes, and I know probably a lot of people are going to agree with me, but disagree with me. But hey, that's me pick.
I'll be first to admit I'm going to disagree with you. But I think solely on his possession, and pretty much everything he touched, he distributed somewhat. I'd say probably 90%. Again, I haven't looked at stats or anything like that. I don't really go off stats because, some of them can be a bit out there. But I think Hoffy, for me, I think he had a blinder.
That cool.
I don't think he
wasn't far
excelled.
off.
I don't think he was excellent. But at the same time, I don't think anyone was really excellent. You know what I mean? Petrados put in a couple of good balls. Arroyo was given a lot more balls, so that obviously made him look a little bit better. Stevie UG goes missing, don't see him, so obviously he's doing his job. So friggin', it's what I love about it. Ugarkovic done nothing. Okay, so we got almost man of the match. That's what it is.
Ugarkovic is the reason that it was only 2 goals and not 10.
Yeah. And I think Hoffy, again, sort of, his tracking as well obviously helped a lot with that as well, which was, again, which is what he does. So, yeah, that's my opinion. Again, if you don't like it, whatever, feel free to put down in the comments your thoughts in that. But, that's our situation on that, mate. We'll dissect off that, mate, and we will jump in to Team of the Week. Now, before we go any further, congratulations, Daniel Lopar, round 3 weeks in a row. By far the best keeper in the league right now.
100%.
No one comes close. Unstoppable.
He's a freak.
Granted, he had some bloody good luck on against Sydney.
Yeah.
But and I'm not saying, and I don't believe that friggin' ball over the line was a goal. It was that was a correct decision.
Full ball, full line. It wasn't full line. It was no goal.
And as Bosnich said 4,500 times on the bloody Fox Sports, the ball bounced. That's why there's grass between it. That's why you see grass. If you had goal line technology and they wanted to fork out nearly $500,000 to $1 million per venue to get that quality, you would have clearly seen that there would have been an etching, at least a schmick of ball on that white line. Freak, standout, goalkeeper of the week. Once again, friggin' Georgievski. Well, we'll just keep moving on. Jakobsen.
We love him, but he's a bastard.
No, you go. No, we're moving on. Don't talk about it. I'm done. Jakobsen made it, which I don't really feel that's, I think that's the right decision. I think he had a pretty good game. And personally, I think he was, in my opinion, your man of the match. Again, he scored the goals and so forth.
In my opinion, he was the man of the match for the FA Cup final.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That tackle he did just near the goals, on the goal line.
Yeah.
Just sliding one. Oh, that was exceptional. He did that right in front of us. And I was just like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Let's be fair. As I'm sort of scrolling through my little list here of team of the week, everyone that I say that isn't a Western Sydney Wanderers player, done pretty amazingly if they're in this, because I think almost the whole squad of Western Sydney should have been in here. Because they played so well. Like, granted, it was a low-scoring game, and it's what you want in a derby: fights, arguments, carrying on, and so forth. But
I actually came out on Twitter after that game and said that in 14 years of watching the A League, that is the best game that I've ever watched.
It's definitely up there with the derby game I've watched. I definitely haven't seen a Western Sydney
as a neutral. Like sorry, as a neutral.
Yeah. Oh, look, let's be fair. I don't think I've never seen a Coastie versus Jets game like that. And I'll put that right here on the Jets podcast. Yeah. I've never seen anything like that, other than the real early days when the squadron was pumping and when we were right into it and everyone was frigging into it and everyone frigging gave a shit about singing and chanting and so forth. Grand final. What can you say? The derby grand final day was unbelievable. Yeah. But as a neutral, as you said, neutral, frigging absolutely great game. Matt Yerman made it obviously for Western Sydney. I'm going to butcher his name, but Kim So Boom for Perth Glory had a blinder for me. I think he played unbelievable. Definitely deserves to be in there.
He was a good pickup,
I missed that game.
He was. Yeah, very good pickup for them. Again, James Tracy. Sorry, Robbie, but I don't know how he makes team of the week. Yellow card aside, even if he didn't get a yellow card, I still don't know how he made it in there.
As I said, 52 passes.
I don't care.
The next one's even more baffling.
He could have passed the ball to the freaking moon for all I care. I just don't. Broxham in there as well for Melbourne victory. Look, he's a workhorse. He probably doesn't get enough credit.
Nowhere near
for what he does on the pitch, and that for Melbourne victory. And again, for me, is the heart and soul for victory. And the sooner he retires, the happier he'll be. Just putting it out there, Broxham, mate. Feel free. End of the season, let it go. But yeah, he played well. He definitely played well for me. Schwegler, outstanding. For me, I think he was probably one of their player of the match. Definitely high contenders. Standout, obviously Castro. Every week. If it's not him, it's bloody
Econometers.
Fallen Rowley or Economedes. It's some high profile every.
How much of a freak is that bloody guy though?
Who?
Which one?
Diego.
He's just. Dude. Technically, he's brilliant. Even at 36.
His age, and he just shits on everyone. Like, absolutely destroys everyone he goes up against.
Yeah.
Technically, he's brilliant. He's always been like that. Who knows, mate? We might even see Zlatan Ibrahimovic in that Perth Glory thing soon.
Mate, seriously, why?
And that's all. And like I said, I was about to finish by saying that's all we're going to say about it.
Why? Diego, mate, Ibrahimovic is not going to come to Perth Glory when you've got a starlet player like Diego Castro.
Josh.
The only thing Castro's got... the only thing that Castro hasn't got over Ibrahimovic is a statue in his own country.
And Diego Castro doesn't talk in the third person. But now that I've said it, you can put it in your tags. So thank you. You're welcome.
Let me put it to you this way. Okay? If he comes over, that's Optus Stadium almost sold out every week.
Oh man, seriously.
I said it to Josh.
Without a doubt, that is Optus Stadium sold out every match. Your merchandise would pay for the fee right there and then.
Yeah.
Right, and you would be on the international spotlight of every week. Tell me this: how many MLS packages have you watched now since he's come involved?
How many MLS matches?
Or packages online?
Online. Oh, look, you see him yeah, okay, I agree with that. Nearly everything on Facebook, every SBS World Game or shit like that has him in it scoring a goal. 29 games, 30 goals. 28 years of age, he'll be 29 soon. 39 pretty soon. He's a freak. I'm not gonna disagree with that. But at the same time, the whole thing was that we weren't getting imports. The whole import days are done. Isn't that what the A League said?
Absolutely.
We're done with the imports. La 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 la. The whole 6-game thing for me, like shit. If he's going to come out, go to the coast. Go to
somewhere where you can make a difference.
Go to City. Go to Melbourne. No, where you can go in there and then they've got to rejig their whole training and whole bloody friggin' program of formations and shit around a bloke who's going to be there for 6 weeks. Don't go to Perth, who definitely should be up there and contending for the title again this year, and ruin. I feel it will ruin, their structure and everything else for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't want them to go to a club like that. Or the Jets. If they come out and said the Jets are looking at signing Ibrahimovic, I'll be like, are you no way. I don't want him.
My response would be, with what?
Well, again, with Perth. With what? Exactly. You know,
like I said to you, Josh.
What?
I said it on Twitter to you today. # smash the cap.
Yeah, but smash the cap. Like they come out and they said obviously they've had to come out with endorsements and friggin' off-party deals and friggin' all this shit to try and get it over the line. The council and
but here's the thing. Ibrahimovic is a player. He tells the manager what he bloody wants, and he's going to turn around and say, "I'm playing there every single week."
That's what I'm saying. Do you want a bloke like this to come in?
You want Ferreira to be benched?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Why would you want somebody like that with an egotistic friggin' ego and shit like to come in for 6 weeks?
You don't.
No, you don't. You don't want that in the A League. You know, your Wayne Rooney's, your friggin' hell, Gareth Barry's just friggin' become a free agent. Sign him up. 38 years of age and he's killing it.
100%. Oh, no.
You know what I mean? And I'm saying that as a fucking Liverpool fan. Cockhead played for Liverpool.
And I say no as a Birmingham City fan.
Yeah, but at the same time... But at the same time, his ego is not friggin' anywhere... You know, he doesn't have an ego.
Yeah,
he'll just come in, earn his paycheck, friggin' do what the gaffer says for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever, a season, whatever.
In the same way that Wes Houlihan would.
Exactly. Go off and friggin' be happy. But anyway, moving on from it. Friggin' McLaren made the team of the week.
Who cares?
Congratulations. Enjoy this one because you won't see another for a friggin' very long time.
For the 5 weeks that he's out, isn't he?
Yeah, 5 weeks, something like that. Figured he'll miss the Aussies game, so another opportunity for,
tags.
Toure. What's going to happen there, mate?
Okay, all right. So
what's going to happen there? Quickly, real quick. What's going to happen there?
Okay.
Come out.
At the moment, he wants to play for an a national squad. Obviously, he's got a choice of three different ones. Guinea, yeah, but I know, I was speaking the obvious.
Jesus Christ! No, I don't want to play internationals. Nah, give it away now. Put in retirement.
So I think he's got the choice of Guinea. I think he's got a choice of
Algeria or something. Something
Robbie.
Robbie, whatever.
And also Australia. Now, what my concern's going to be is I think the refugee status needs to be converted to a citizenship if he comes over and looks at playing on behalf of Australia. Now, look, don't get me wrong, he's a passionate lad. And I think as a clubman first, I'll support him in any decision he does. I'd love to see him in an Australian strip. I think him alongside like someone like Mabil are excellent stories for coming across from diversity and quite FUBAR situations, and then being able to play for a national squad. I'd love to see him in the Australian strip, but it's his decision. I think anyone pressuring him to pick one or the other needs to back off a little bit, which I can see is going to happen, unfortunately. But see how we go.
Obviously, we'll keep moving. I'll just say, friggin' Mitchell Duke was the final one. Obviously, made team of the week. In regards to that as well, honestly, I hope he doesn't play for Australia. I hope he goes on and he plays for one of the lower sort of ranking, countries that he can play for, and he becomes a star. You know what I mean? He's not going to become a star for Australia. We don't know that. He's friggin' young and he could be the next Harry Kuehl or Mark. We don't know. But at the same time, I'd rather see him play week in every 200 games or whatever for his club, for his country, than a fringe Socceroo. Our stars are out this week. We'll call you up. You know what I mean?
Fringe Socceroo or Africa Cup of Nations. Your choice.
Yeah.
I know what I'd be doing.
100%. Anyway, moving on from that. So that's team of the week. Any major changes in there, lads? Can you think of anyone that probably didn't get in there that from what you've seen over the week?
It's difficult, I suppose.
Yeah. I think I would leave it as it is.
Yeah.
There's no one that really that stood out there. I'm like, hang on a sec, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, they've been pretty good. Like,
I had one in mind, but because they were on the losing side, I highly doubt it.
Who?
Yeah. Connor Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman had a good game.
He did.
For United. He played well. Again, that's it. If you lose, you don't make the squad. Pardon me. Anyway, moving on from that, mate, we will quickly duck into this week's game. Tomorrow night, as we said, Leichhardt Oval. I guess it'll be on Foxtel, 7:30, I believe. Kickoff. The Jets, Sid Fogg will be obviously running buses and so forth down. I believe I've seen today on the Jets page. Thanks again to them for getting all the fans and that down there and back safely without having to really stress about the whole train trip and whatever, Christ knows whatever time at night. Obviously all the fans get down there. We've got to be cracking 10,000 fans shortly, seriously. So get down there in your droves, support the boys. Hopefully we can sneak a win against Sydney. That'd be fantastic. They haven't been playing that great, I would say. They scraped a win against Wellington and they got done against Western Sydney, obviously. But yeah, I think we can. I can see us getting something out of it. But again, we've got to play better than what we have the last 2 weeks. End of story. We need the boys to come out fire, and like we probably were the back end of last season. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts, Ben? Tip? The squads obviously are unchanged as always because that's what it'll be for the next 27 weeks or whatever we've got left, because that's all we've got. We haven't got really anyone to bring in. Everyone is other than obviously. Yep.
I'd like to see Bobby Burns get a start.
Yep.
And I'd like to see Canner in the midfield.
Mm-hmm. He played well, Canner. He come on the last 25 minutes thereabouts, and he played well.
He
He
threw
played well for a
himself
bloke who
around,
hasn't
which
played.
is what Canna does.
Exactly right. He shows it. He shows his weight and strength, and no shit attitude, and yeah, he does it well.
The one that could be a surprise package in our game though is Trent Bahagia returning from injury for Sydney.
Yeah, that's true.
He's been off with an ACL for the past 12 months.
I was going to say he hasn't played in a long time.
Yeah, 12 months.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully we can, friggin' pull something out of the hat, and hopefully Corica boys are still a little bit salty over VAR and friggin' Christ knows whatever else in the derby.
As long as we keep Bratton under control, it'll be fine.
Well, yeah.
Because we all know what my thoughts are on Bratton.
At the end of the day, let's be honest, in the coaching world, mate, you're not a coach unless you've got the team tattooed on you somewhere. Hey, Babel.
It does look good, though.
That's a good tattoo. I'll give him that. Yes, going to whisper in your coach's ear, Robbie?
I'm not saying anything.
And
Look,
just...
I saw Mike. He's gone from a Peaky Blinder to loving his tats now. So
he ain't a Peaky Blinder, mate. He ain't been anywhere near us.
He's got
no fighting.
He's got heaps on his back, apparently. He's got like 20. His own back's nearly covered from what I heard. So
going back to it,
though.
From
what I've heard.
Referee is Sean Evans. VAR for our game will be Chris Griffith-Jones.
Oh, hooray.
Good.
So Sydney will get a VAR decision for them this week.
Yeah. Hopefully get a good red card.
Yeah, Bratton,
yeah. That'd be fantastic. Fantastic. Bratton for vote. Anyway, mate, we'll move on. Obviously, your prediction. Sorry, your tip.
1-1.
1-1. I'm going to go 1-0 Sydney. Jets podcast, but what can you do? You can't. I went on a limb. I went on a whim against Adelaide. I thought we were really going to do it. And I don't know. I don't think our win's going to come this week, unfortunately. For God's sake, prove me wrong. It'd be fantastic. I'll run down the street friggin' with 500 beers in my hand if it happens. The people of Melton in Victoria won't friggin' hit them if we end up winning. At about 9:30 at night. Robbie, mate, week off for you guys, I believe. Bye. Mm-hmm. Continue on with the celebrations. Where are the Adelaide boys meeting? Down at the Brompy?
No, we actually got a good event going on. So only fans in Adelaide that listen to this. The boys are actually going to be down in Playford signing some autographs for the FFA Cup on Saturday. About 11 a.m. So family fun event. Make sure you get down there, support the boys. But yeah, it's weird. It's a weird feeling not having any games that actually are in vested interests. So I'll be watching your game very closely, and just because I had the Sydney scum, I hope you guys get them up at 2-1.
Absolutely.
The amount of times they destroyed us on that scoreline, it's about time they got some poetic justice.
Beautiful. Right, mate. Well, it must be that time, Benny. What time is it?
What time is it? It's 5:45.
Lauren, it's
you asked me what time it was.
Questions with Laurie McKenna.
Oh, yes.
Take it away, Laurie.
Oh, McKenna magic. He wears a magic hat. He used to coach the coasties, but then he said that. He came to us to run the club, so that makes it all right. And when we win the championship, we'll sing this song all night.
Gotta love the magic hat. Have you heard the magic hat?
Have you heard it, Robbie?
No.
Oh, mate, go back to one of the podcasts from last week or whatever, right at the end. Absolute cracker. You won't be disappointed. So, this week, unfortunately, nobody really gave me a choice of any questions or anything like that. So, I sort of went on a limb and went for myself. He just snuck in because he sent me the friggin' replies about 20 minutes ago. Thanks, Loz.
Oh, wow.
Busy man.
He's a busy man. He's our CEO.
That's it, mate. That's exactly right. So, pretty well, first question I asked him was, if you had a choice to go back to either coaching or running as mayor, what would you choose and why? His response was, probably the mayor, as I have felt I have had a good career as a coach and successful. I don't need to prove to myself to try to do it again. I did a did a good kid as I did a good job as the mayor, and think if I did it again, I would be even more experienced and would do an even better job. Laurie, whenever you finish up with the friggin' Jets CEO, you can be Newcastle man till you friggin' want to retire. Let me tell you, because they're shite. The mayor of Newcastle, I'm putting it out there, shite.
You can come be the mayor of Melton.
You can come be the mayor of Melton. Yeah, bloody oath. Absolutely. Oh, Amelia's home. Days. My kids just come home. Happy days. Yes, sweetheart.
For you.
Thank you, Bills. Good job. You're a great helper. Rightio. Can you give me 5, literally? Rightio. So, anyway, sorry about that, guys. But the next question I asked was, and I'm going to get your opinions on this one as well. Was, what do we got here? Okay. In your opinion, who was the better keeper? Bolton or Covich?
Oh,
now
that's rough.
Hey, mate, he was a coach. He's seen him firsthand and everything else. He should have a bloody good answer, and he did.
He's going cold.
Here's two great keepers and all rounders. Both had great careers.
Yeah.
Covich for me, probably better in the air, but then again, Bolton was very solid. So Bolton just.
Oh.
So, yeah, there you go. Friggin', obviously a man who obviously watched them firsthand week in, week out on the dugouts, and when he played against them and so forth. So, yeah, your opinion there, Benny? Bolton or Covich?
That's rough. They're both brilliant keepers. They were both brilliant keepers.
Both won trophies. Yeah, so good luck.
If I have to choose one, it's probably going to be Covich for the simple fact that he played for the Jets.
No.
Of course, had to be.
Robbie.
To
be.
Yes.
Your opinion, mate? Covich or Bolton?
I can see where he's coming from. Yeah, I'll have to go Bolton as well. They're both top quality, though. You know, you're splitting hairs on that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm going to say Covich, not just because he played for the Jets, but for the fact that he's probably, again, I haven't seen many clubs obviously come into the A League because there hasn't been that many who have entered, you know, other than the foundation clubs. But when he went to Western Sydney, I think he was a class above. I think he went there at the right time. And then the way he carried himself, obviously, into the ACL, and obviously won it for Western Sydney, and obviously the penalties he saved in there, unbelievable. So I'm going to go Covich just. But again, as I said, that's why I posed the question. They're two very, very good players in their own right, and they probably both well and truly deserve to be in Hall of Fame or whatever. I don't even know if they do that. But they definitely needs to be. They definitely need to be in it somewhere. So the fact that he entered it so well, I'm actually going to think about doing that on a weekly basis.
Oh, I hate you.
I
was about to ask that question. Who are we going to get next week?
I'm going to. I'm going to definitely do that every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, I'm not going to just pose it to the A League every week. I might change it up a bit. You know, pick one, Messi and Ronaldo, and whoever. So what I mean, but two definitely world class players in the same sort of position.
Yeah.
You know, your Gerrard and your Lampard and shit like that. So, yeah. If anyone's got one each week or whatever, the two players that they want me to, absolutely feel free, because saves me having to do it every week. And the whole idea of the podcast is to get everyone involved and do, get all the Newcastle fans and Adelaide and every other A-League team that, watches the other team podcast and so forth, like Benny and I do, and I'm sure Robbie does, keeping up to date with every other A-League team's sides and what's going on. So, yeah. But yeah, I think that might do us, lads. I think we might leave it there. The child's home, she's bitching me and asking me to get out the door to go trick-or-treating.
So
Yes, trick or treating's on, lads. Happy days. I'm gonna go get the lollies because what'd you say it was, Ben? Sticky. Wet.
Oh, jeez. Oh, well, now everybody on the podcast knows that your wife's on the toilet.
Oh, well, beautiful.
And I ain't cutting it.
Yeah, good on you. Oh, you just made the podcast, love. Good on you. This is why, you know. Yeah, I know, for the fourth time. Everyone knows. So I'm going to wrap it up there before she carries on and you start hearing her or something. But thanks again, guys, for joining us. Ben, Robbie, muchly appreciated.
Always a pleasure.
Try and do this in a much quieter state next time. I thought I was going to quickly get it done and dusted before they come home, but obviously not. Yeah, enjoy your week off, Robbie, mate. Friggin' we'll speak to you at some point. And
throughout the season.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will say as well, guys, I will get the podcast out before we come up, but Ben and I will be up next week to watch Perth versus the Jets. So feel free, come say hey, have a beer.
Come shout us a beer.
Come have a beer.
Yeah.
Now that he said that, shout me a beer, let him pay. Ben will buy you a beer. How's that?
No.
But yeah, we'll be there, guys. So feel free, come and say good day. If you, as I said, as Ben said last week, you know, if you want to get involved, jump on the show like Robbie has done for us on a few occasions and so forth. And yeah, other than that, guys, we'll see you there next week, chanting and cheering on, and go the Jets. We'll see you next week. We hate
Coast Guard.
See you guys.